Ahem. Ahem.
I know. I've been on hiatus again.
And why this time?
Hey, I gotta pass my exams. But while I was doing that, I also decided to watch some more of the Spotlight.
And?
It's even fucking worse than before! He don't realize what a Spotlight's supposed to be now, does he? I'm gonna have to show him again how to spotlight something, won't I? Not like he even knows this show here exists. But it seems whenever I don't produce Mocked, his quality also drops. So let's fucking get to doing this shit right now. Howdy y'all, I'm Joshy and this here is Mocked, where we take what you build, take it apart, and then take the piss. Today's feature will be Uugathok, Uugathok, the Bone Whisperer. Not to be confused with regular Thok. Built by BlackboltJohnson from the TTV message boards. Now my review system is the same as Ven's mock spotlights, meaning there are 3 categories: the overall appearance of the mock, the build of the mock, and last but not least, the ideas and story that went into the mock and came out of it. Each of these aspects can get up to 10 points, with a final score being added together at the end of the video. Now keep in mind that this is all my opinion, and if opinions offend you, fuck off. Now let's look at this guy, shall we? I am scared. Honestly, this dude looks freaky, and I love it. The skull head, the bones, the chunkiness of it. Look at how bulky this guy is, despite seemingly being a rather small build. That's really lovely. And this guy really looks like some kind of tribal warrior type deal due to having Witch Doctor's head, that loincloth, and the bone decorations. I'm pleasantly surprised that this wood-ruffy green works so well as an accent to the white and grey. As I pointed out 6 lines ago, this mock consistently has a very chunky texture. It looks very rough in its details due to all these spikes and tiny bones that are jutting out all over the mock. Although I think putting bones on the ankles is overdoing it a little bit. And while we're on the backside, I must confess I lied a little because not the entirety of the mock has that consistent chunkiness. For some reason the mock's backside is covered up with a Star Wars shin armor piece, which is very smooth and breaks the flow a little, but not too much that it couldn't be argued that it was intentional. And hey, back armor is always welcome,
even if it always gets in my way of seeing the build.
Now, I'm not quite sure why he has exactly one green middle finger, maybe so his flipping off has more emphasis, but then my OCD wants to know why it's not the same on the other hand. And his scythe is pretty intimidating, in being about twice his size, but so bland it can be lucky the little stud on the end and the flame piece in the center of the top distract from the simpleness. But that's more part of the build, which we'll discuss now. Uugathok seems to be a healthy mix of basic and innovative, using a lot of standard CCBS mixed with clever little ideas throughout. The torso itself is only a Hero Factory skeleton, but it's very well decorated, to distract from that fact.
Not as well decorated as our Negava 2, though. Yeah.
The most interesting part about the build, to me, is the lower arms, because of them using upper Metro legs connected to a CCBS arm. Something my limited mind wouldn't be capable of thinking up. And the connected wrists being 2 ball joint pieces stuck together is also very clever to me. Now, what's attached to those really disappoints me. These pieces are not Lego. No, these are custom shapeways pieces for to be making hands with. This is even less creative. than using the typical Hydraxon hand build just to have my custom hands. I got to give my mocks the fingers. The hand has to move. And also, this angers a LEGO purist like me. Humph! Now, other than that, the body is exclusively CCBS, with some additional parts from G1 Bionicle, such as the star's foot piece, and several instances of Inika leg. Wait a moment. How the fuck did these leg armors even stick on there? What the fuck kind of sorcery is this? What the shit? Somebody call the scientist! No, fuck it! Somebody get me the Oracle of Delphi! How does this shit... This is not an orthodox connection, is it? Okay, and now for the story of this dude.
Thank fuck we actually have some story for once.
Now this guy can control bones.
Rattle me bones, take what he will, but don't rattle me bones.
Yes. And not only bones, but also living beings, which have bones inside them, I guess. But only to the extent of making them unable to move. He's also immortal. Not like he looks dead already. Now this guy's not a villain of any sorts, but more of a morally neutral guy who wanders around and I guess can tell you your future or some shit. It's basically a shaman type of deal guy. Not much to remark here because basically that's what he looks like. Once again, probably most likely because of Witch Doctor's head, you know, Witch Doctor. A profession kinda similar to that of a shaman, which the Hero Factory set was designed to resemble, but yeah. And also due to the use of bones, which is, you know, his overall theme. And with that said, the mock and the story match fairly well, and we can get to the... Alright, enough of that. This mock's looks get an 8 out of 10. It's got a really nice design, but also some quirks in that design that can really throw you off a little. The build receives 5 out of 10 due to its simplicity, and it isn't helped by the use of non-LEGO parts and a seemingly unorthodox connection on the armor attached to the shins. I tried, and the only way this would work is by just clipping the Inika armor on, which slightly bends the piece. Ouchie. And I'll give this mock story a 9 out of 10 because it's really nice and interesting. The story very well represents the design of the mock. But for someone as peaceful as him, I see no sense in him having a scythe with electricity or fire in it, unless he has a really sturdy lawn. Also, I find the immortality part kinda unnecessary, but I can see how it'd work with a guy looking like that. And with that, our friend Uugathok gets a total score of 22 out of 30 points, which I'd say is good. You made a nice piece there, BlackboltJohnson. Even if my urge to
Destroy you for using shape-weight pieces
is growing stronger by the moment. So yeah, keep working on a mocks and maybe we'll see you again. Alternatively, maybe if you guys made a really nice mock, yours can also pop up here. Maybe. Most likely I can find you when browsing Bionicle.com's gallery, as long as that still exists, or the TTV Board's LEGO Creations section. Or maybe you can tweet your mock at me, or shoot me a message containing a link to its page if you made one for it on the 2 former sites. Or maybe even on... Google+. Or I'll completely forget about it, because I had another idea on the back burner for a while. Regardless of whether I see your mocks somewhere or not, I hope I'll at least see you guys next time.